friends, it's Mr. Daniel here, and welcome to week 2 of YLC on the Go. I hope you joined us last week for our workout, but if not, you can find that video on our YouTube channel. This week, instead of doing a workout, we decided we'll take you through some activities that we like to do which help us relax. Times like these can be pretty stressful, whether you're trying to teach your kids since they're at home, working from home, or just trying to keep you and your family safe and healthy. It can be very stressful. So in these times, it's important to take a step back and to work on our mental health, our physical health, and our family health. To start things off, I'm going to send you to Miss Isabel, and she's going to show you an activity that she likes to do that helps her relax.
Thanks so much, Daniel. Like he said, this week is all about relaxation and what activities we like to do to help us relax. I have many hobbies and like to do a lot of different things. But for this video, I chose an activity that you could do with only a pen, a pencil, or a notebook like this, or just a piece of paper you have around your house. I really enjoy journaling. It helps me reflect on the day, calm down before I go to bed, and it's fun to read through my journals a few weeks, months, or even years down the road. It's also a way for me to let out some of my thoughts and feelings, especially if I don't have anyone to share them with in quarantine. Journaling is great for a number of reasons. I can write down ideas I have throughout the day, maybe a funny joke that a friend said, or even a wild dream that I know I won't remember. One of my favorite things to do every day is write down what I'm grateful for. Even if I had a bad day, I always feel better if I've taken the time to write a few things that I am so grateful to have. Last night before going to bed, I wrote down what I'm grateful for in quarantine, like my friends and family, sunshine, daily walks around my neighborhood, my favorite pillow, my house, my mom, hikes, and reading books. And just like with any art project or journal, you can write or draw anything you want. No one is going to see it. So I doodled some of the things that I wrote about. You can also write about the day you had as a way to relax. For example, I started mine out with the date and wrote, "Today I woke up early, had a cup of coffee, and ate eggs for breakfast with my roommates." You can choose what to include and what not to include in your daily journal. You could even write something you wished would happen, or what would have made it more fun. Anything is possible with a journal. If you also like to journal and want to share something you journal about, be sure to include that in the comment section below. And now I'm going to send you to Rebecca so she can tell you all about her relaxation activity.
Hey everyone! Thank you so much, Miss Isabel. Journaling is definitely a great way to reflect and relax, and it's something I really like doing too, but it can be hard for me to find time. Now I'm inspired to try and journal more often. I hope everyone's doing awesome this week. I know I'm doing pretty well, but I would definitely be doing better if I could see everyone in person rather than through this screen. But Mr. Daniel and Miss Isabel are right. This week is all about relaxation and self-care. And today I'm going to show you how I care for my own mental health and relax. One thing that I like to do for me is gardening. Honestly, I'm not very good at it yet, and I've just started learning. But the cool thing about a hobby is that it doesn't matter how good you are. I like doing it, and I know that's what's important. I'll get better and learn the more I practice. I'm sure all of us know that it's super important to stay active and go outside and play whenever we can for our physical and mental health, especially now that most of us are stuck at home 24/7. The problem for me is that most of my hobbies are pretty stagnant, which means that I stay still while doing them, like reading or drawing. But something I love to do that gets me moving and grooving is working on my gardens outside. Today, I'm going to be planting some new vegetable seeds and showing y'all why I love gardening. Like I said, it's a great way to get outdoors and moving, and I really like gardening because I can see the results of my hard work. If I rake all the leaves from a garden bed in my backyard, I get to see the plants growing more the next week. If I plant seeds, I'll see them break through the dirt in just a week or two, and I'll get to nourish and take care of them until they're big, tall plants, growing whole vegetables that I can eat. I really like taking care of things. and so taking care of another living thing, like a plant, can help remind me of how important and powerful my own energy and motivation can be. I got my seeds from a garden store last year, but you can also get seeds from most home improvement stores or online. If you want to start a garden, you don't have to start with seeds. You can also buy whole plants that have already started growing, which are a little more expensive, and plant those in a pot or in your yard. There are also lots of ways to use vegetable scraps or plant trimmings to grow whole new plants. Today, I'm just going to plant seeds. It might be a little late in the spring to be planting seeds in North Carolina, but that's okay. We have a super long growing season here, which is the time that the weather is warm enough for plants to grow. That means I still have all summer and into the fall to harvest vegetables off of my plants. Here are the seed packets I have to use. And here are some of the other materials that may be helpful if you're gardening at home. Here are the containers I'm going to plant my seeds in. I'm using an egg carton, a couple of old cat food cans, and some little plastic flower pots. If you are planting seeds or plants in a container that wasn't meant for plants, you may want to ask an adult to help you poke holes in the bottom so that water can drain out. The soil that I'm going to be using is called potting soil, which I also purchased from a home improvement store. You can use soil from around your yard, but if possible, it's great to use potting soil because you know it has all the minerals that seeds need to grow. Now, I'll fill my various containers with soil and then plant the seeds and care for them based on the instructions on the back of the packets. Some seeds want to be planted indoors first and then transferred outside, while some want to be planted right in the ground. Some seeds want to be in full sun, and some want to be in the shade. Different kinds of seeds need to be planted at different depths and given different amounts of water. Just like people, every kind of plant needs a different set of conditions to grow and thrive. If you want to work on a garden at your own home, you should chat with an adult in your house. There are a lot of important things to take into account, like can you plant plants outside in the ground or should you use pots? Is there a hose nearby to help you water them, or will you need a watering can? Will you have enough space for what you want to grow? Remember, there are tons of options for types of plants, growing conditions, and container sizes, which means that there's something that everyone can grow. If you need help figuring out what to plant or how to plant it, you can always try searching online for some more tips. Leave a comment below if you have something you love to grow at home. I'll be back over the next couple weeks to check on all these seeds and see how they're doing. I really hope that they grow soon, and I'm excited to try and take care of them until they grow into veggies that I can eat and share with my family. I hope you all enjoyed my very short tutorial on gardening.
Thanks, ladies. It was awesome to see what each of you like to do to help you relax. Now for me, I like to do some yoga. It helps me focus on my breathing, slows my heart rate, and I get to stretch out my muscles and joints. Now this is a pretty basic yoga routine. I like to do this maybe once every other week, but let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in this cross-legged position. We're going to let our arms stay relaxed out in front of us, and we're going to try to find a nice place between our head and our chest and our belly button. We're going to focus on our breathing and take a couple of deep breaths. If you need to close your eyes, you're welcome to. As we breathe, we're just going to move our shoulders up and rotate them back and down. Once we're down, we're going to bring them back up, forward, and back down. Every time your shoulders come up, take a deep breath. And every time they go back down, try to exhale. One more forward. And one more back. I'm going to go ahead and put my arms on my knees relax my wrists and hands, keeping that nice flat back position with our head over our heart and our heart over our belly button. We're going to dip our head down. Try to touch your chin to your chest. And we're going to bring it back. Bring it forward again. Every time your head goes back, you want to inhale. And every time it goes down, we want to exhale. Now we're going to move our heads from side to side. And try to get our ear down to our shoulder. And go back to the other side. Now, as we do these, try to think about being in the moment. I like to think about things that are important to me that kind of fall to the wayside. Like I said earlier, this time can be stressful for a lot of people in many different ways. We're going to go back to our shoulders. So these times can be stressful. But I like to think about the fact that if I was working each day, I wouldn't be getting to spend all sorts of time with my 10-month-old daughter. I probably would have missed her starting to crawl. Some of her noises are starting to turn into words. And if I was at work, I probably would have missed them. So yes, it is incredibly stressful to be home with a 10-month-old, and I only have one. But it is important to reflect on the importance of what being home has allowed me to see and do. Keeping our head over our chest and our chest over our belly button. Take a few deep breaths. We're going to go ahead and get on our hands and knees. We want our hands and our shoulders to be nice and long. We have a nice flat back. We don't have an arch in either direction. We're nice and flat. Our hands are about shoulder width apart. And just a few deep breaths. Squeezing our belly button towards our spine. And exhale. We're slowly going to bring our head up. So we're looking straight ahead. We shouldn't feel any pressure on our neck. And we're going to bring that down. Again, trying to touch our chin to our chest. So head up. Inhale. Head down. Exhale. One more. Now, keeping this position, we're going to slowly arch our back. You should feel a pull in the backs of your legs. Slowly bring our spine up towards the ceiling. pushing our shoulders forward into the mat. And relax. One more. Now from here, we're going to put our right leg back to be nice and straight, trying to keep a nice flat back. Going to rock back, feeling a nice pull in our calf. Back to center, and we'll do the other leg. Maybe we feel our glute muscle flex a little bit. We'll feel a slight pull in the back of our leg. And back to center. Now from here, our hands are going to extend forward, keeping a nice flat back. We're going to drive our shoulders downwards into the mat and feel a pull in our underarm area and the backs of our arms, trying to sit our bottoms back underneath. You can go ahead and relax our heads. We're going to come back to center. We'll go back down one more time. So from this position, we're going to drive our heels down into the mat and bring our hips up towards the ceiling. You need to walk your hands out. You have a nice upward motion. And slowly, we're going to go ahead and walk our hands back. And we're staying bent over. Go ahead and interlace our fingers. I have a slight bend in my knees, feeling a nice pull in the back of my legs. And I'm going to go ahead and cross my arms. Now I'm just going to rock slowly to the left, slowly to the right. Back to center. I'm going to go ahead and let my arms hang. And we're going to slowly stand up. And as we stand up, we're going to inhale, filling our chest with air. Let our hands down to our sides. Now we're going to do the same thing standing as we did sitting. Slowly roll our shoulders forward and back. Each time our shoulders go down, we exhale. Each time they go up, we're going to do the same thing with our head. We're going to go chin towards our chest and back. One more back. Back to center. Same from side to side. Now it's important as we stand here, we want to remember to keep head over chest and chest over belly button. Even though we're standing, sometimes it's easy to kind of slouch forward. We want to stand, shoulders back, maybe puff your chest out a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. I'm going to widen my stance just a little bit. The sitting, you remember, we did one arm over the other. First, we'll start with both hands. Bring them up to the sky. And as we come down, try to bring your elbows back behind your chest. Almost like you're trying to touch your elbows. Back. Go all the way up. We're inhaling. We're going to come down. We're going to exhale. And we're going to do that. One arm, great arm. Feeling a slight pull on this entire side. And back down. Do the same thing. Left, slight pull, and back. So we're going to go arms up, one more time, back to center. Now from here, we're going to get into a warrior pose. We're going to have one leg forward, one leg back. Just find a nice balance in place. Remember, chest over, heart over chest, head over chest, chest over belly button. Good balance in place. Nice flat back. From here, we're going to do the same where we bring our arms up over our heads. We're going to bring them down, and we're going to twist. We're going to go back up, back facing forward, bring them back together. Now we'll switch sides. So we have our opposite leg back. Nice balanced position. I feel a slight pull in the back of my leg. I feel my glute muscle flexing. Nice deep breath. As we feel our lungs expand with air, we're going to bring our hands up over our heads. And bring them back down. Twist and exhale. Back up. And back to center. From here, I like to do a slight bend. Try to keep my legs nice and straight. Let my arms hang. Maybe let them sway from side to side gently. Just twisting our shoulders slightly. A few deep breaths. We're going to inhale, back to center. Here, we're going to go back down. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this beginner routine of yoga. It has certainly taken me some practice, and it's something I'm slowly improving at. It's something different than just stretching. I feel like it's kind of a workout without really working. It helps me recenter myself, helps me focus on my breathing, helps me stretch some muscles and some tendons and joints that don't normally get stretched. I hope you're a little more relaxed right now than you were when we started. I know I certainly am. And I hope you've enjoyed week 2 of YLC on the Go. Don't be afraid to like our videos or add any comments in the comment section. I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week.